Origins of Public Speaking, Chapter 2 of the Public Speaking Project. Imagine that you exist in a world where you do not own a cell phone. Television, radio, the internet, and movies have not been invented yet. There is no electricity. There are no cars or planes to transport people to other places. There are no newspapers to get news to the masses, and most people cannot read or write. Your main form of communication is face-to-face in an open marketplace called the Agora. Where are you? If you said Greece, you are correct. The Agora was a central spot in ancient Greek city-states. The literal meaning of the word is gathering place or assembly. The Agora was the center of athletic, artistic, spiritual, and political life of the city. The ancient Agora of Athens was the best known example. The Greeks were the first to systemize the art of public speaking. The definition of rhetoric is the art of discourse as an art that aims to improve the capability of writers or speakers to inform, persuade, or motivate particular audiences in specific situations. And sometimes when we watch television, we hear the term rhetoric used in a negative connotation. For instance, we may hear someone say, "I do not like President Trump's rhetoric about the wall going up in Mexico." But the word rhetoric really is not a negative word. Greeks used rhetoric to inform, to praise, which is an epideictic type of speech, to persuade, to present their oral traditions, and to communicate face-to-face with an audience. And one of the ways that they communicate is through discourse, which means written and spoken language. The two groups of people that made major contributions to public speaking are the Greeks that developed the art and the Romans that codified and refined public speaking. In the Middle Ages, there were changes in public speaking. For instance, during the Middle Ages, there was a Renaissance, which is redefined to explain the known and the unknown. And we consider this Renaissance a rebirth of the arts and sciences. And when we think about modern day public speaking, we have to reinvent to accommodate the electronic age of the 20th and 21st centuries and think of how we use technology to deliver speeches today. What distinguishes us from other animals? According to Quintilian, quote, "God, that all-powerful creator of nature and architect of the world, has impressed man with no character so proper to distinguish him from other animals, as by the faculty of speech." One of the things in history that really shaped public speaking was the rise of democracy in ancient Greece. Changes in the government led to a democracy. In order to understand what contemporary public speaking is, you must first understand the genesis of public speaking and how it evolved through the rise of democracy. It was in the Homeric period, also known as the Age of Homer, between 850 BC and 650 BC, that an evolution in forms of government from monarchy to oligarchy and tyranny to eventual democracy began in ancient Greece. Homer was the major figure of ancient Greek literature and the author of the earliest epic poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey. In the year 630 BC, the last tyrant of Attica, Cylon, seized the Acropolis, which was the seat of government in Athens, and established himself as the ruler of all Attica. In 621 BC, the citizen of Athens commissioned Draco, who was an elder citizen considered to be the wisest of the Greeks, to sort their laws into an organized system known as codification. Because until that time, they simply remained an oral form of custom and tradition and weren't written like the laws of today. Draco was concerned only with criminal offenses, which until this time had been settled through blood feud or an eye for an eye type of revenge between families, or rulings by the king. Draco established courts complete with juries to hear cases of homicide, assault, and robbery. By conforming the codes for criminal offenses into standards of practice, Draco began the tradition of law, where cases were decided on clearly enunciated crimes and penalties determined by statute rather than by the whims of nobility. His laws helped constitute a surge in Athenian democracy. In 593 BC, Draco's laws were reformed by Cylon, an Athenian legislator who introduced the first form of popular democracy into Athens. Cylon's courts became the model for the Romans and centuries later for England and America. Murphy and Catulla argued, "It is with Cylon's reforms that we mark the unalterable impulse toward popular government and Western civilization." The Athenian period of democratization included legislative as well as judicial reform. It was during the reign of Pericles from 461 BC to 429 BC that Athenians achieved its greatest glory. Some of these accomplishments included installation of a pure democracy to maintain a liberalized judicial system to include poor citizens so that they could serve on juries, and the establishment of a popular legislative assembly to review annual laws. In addition, he established the right for any Athenian citizen to propose or oppose a law during assembly. Pericles' achievements far exceeded those mentioned. Because of his efforts, Athens became the crossroads of the world, the center of Western civilization, and with it came the need for public speaking.